How's everyone doing tonight? Y'all doing good? My name is Benny Delima, for those that don't know me, and I am going to be your MC. They call it MC, you know. So I'm going to do that tonight for you guys. Thank you all for coming to the Shelby County Arts Council. The Shelby County Arts Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we believe that the arts are not only entertaining, but also transformative, evident from our on-campus and outreach programs. So if you guys have any questions about what we do, you can just check out our page on Facebook, Instagram, or visit our website for more information. So before we get into the great show with Abby the Spoon Lady and the Tater Boys, I'd like to make a few announcements and some shout-outs as well. As always, make sure to support the artists through the virtual tip jar provided in our media platforms. You're asking yourself how. So if you're in the house, if you're in the Black Box Theater as we speak, or at the Shelby County Arts Center right now, you have several options. If you step out those double doors, there's a big tip jar bucket. So if you want to be traditional and give cash, you could do that. Also, if you've noticed, there's a merch table. So the merch will be available after the show, not during. We will have a 10-minute break in between. So if you guys need to stretch your legs, look at some art, and grab a little drink, get a little lit, it's fine with us. So anyways, for our Facebook and YouTube users or viewers, if you're watching, thank y'all. We appreciate you for supporting the live stream program. The PayPal link is in the description of the broadcast. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, there should be a drop-down link if you have any issues. Shortly, I'll get on there afterwards and just kind of direct you or share the link with you guys. So proceeds will be going to Abby the Spoon Lady and the Tater Boys. So make sure to support. A special shout out goes to the city of Columbiana and CANDLEWOOD Suites in Alabaster for sponsoring this show. I can't tell you how grateful we are for having all of these sponsors, because without them, our live stream module since April would not be possible. So thank y'all for supporting us, the past sponsors, and tonight's sponsors, and the future potential sponsors. Thank y'all so much. And none of this, and I mean none of this, would be possible without the production skills of Video Visions Media Marketing, aka VVOOM, whatever that means, and George Dudley's incredible audio engineering since April. So guys, thank y'all so much. So let's do a little something new here. I don't know if I can see you guys well, who's their first time here in the Black Box Theater, Columbiana, Alabama? Okay, awesome. Yeah, give yourselves a hand, yeah. Give yourselves a hand. So what do y'all think? Pretty cool? Pretty cool? So, do what? Awesome. Well, and if y'all looking on the stage, you don't see any bass guitars, you don't see any drums. How many of you guys have seen a percussion set like that? You got some bells and spoons. It's about to be pretty cool, isn't it? And on my left side, how many of you guys have seen anything like this right here? Y'all about to be blown away. Oh, well, this is probably my second time in my whole life. So this thing is, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about that. But thank y'all for coming to Shelby County, Columbiana, Alabama. If it's your first time, which I believe I've seen probably more than half of this crowd, tell people about us. Tell them about what we do. We love to see people, and always great to see your smiling faces, even under these masks. You know, your eyes can kind of tell us that you're smiling as well. So, for those of you who don't know, Abby the Spoon Lady is a phenom on YouTube with millions of views, millions. And she is also a percussionist and storyteller who lives in Asheville, North Carolina, I believe. So get to know her and check her out through her videos and audio series for the Asheville Buskers Collective. And without further ado, I'm going to bring out Abby the Spoon Lady and the Tater Boys.
Hello. I've had bright lights in my eyes before. How's everybody doing tonight? Dusty, are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
No.
Y'all ready? Oh. We're not ready.
Is them bunny rabbits on your dress?
I'm all put together.
We're all here, we just ain't all there.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're so glad to see people out in front of us tonight playing music. I am Tub Martin. This is Dusty Whitus, and we are the Tater Boys. And I know y'all really don't care too much about that, because at the end of the stage we have Abby the Spoon Lady. Say hello to the folks, Abby.
Thanks, everybody, for coming to see us. It's pretty awesome.
We also have Willie up here. We couldn't
Calm
do it
down,
without him.
Willie. Calm down. That's a good boy.
He's got a bigger fan base than Tub and I.
Yeah, he's got a lot more followers than the Tater Boys.
Willie goes with us everywhere, and he likes hanging out in the bus and adventuring and stuff. And it's been good for us to be able to get out and, although it's been a little bit limited, you know, we've been able to play a little bit more music than we had been recently. And so I'm really grateful for that.
Thank y'all for coming out tonight, for sure. Do one, Dusty.
Met the girl I love in a town way down in Dixie. Neath the stars up above, she was the sweetest girl I ever did see. So I held her in my arms and told her of her many charms. We kissed while the fiddles played the Bonaparte's retreat. All the world was bright as I held her on that night, and I heard her say, please don't ever go away. So I held her in my arms and told her of her many charms. We kissed while the fiddles played the Bonaparte's retreat. parts retreat. All the world was bright as I held her on that night, and I heard her say, please don't ever go away. So I held her in my arms and told her of her many charms. We kissed while the fiddles played the Bonaparte's retreat.
That is pretty. Now what are you gonna do, Dusty?
Oh, you know, I was thinking, old Dan Tucker.
Oh no, not that old Andy Griffith stuff. Thank you for tuning in, Dusty.
Yep, anytime.
Appreciate it.
Tuned up close enough for government work anyway.
Well, old Dan Tucker was a fine old man, washed his face in a frying pan, combed his hair with a wagon wheel, and died with a toothache in his heel. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper. Washed his face in a frying pan, combed his hair with a wagon wheel, and died with a toothache in his heel. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper. Leading a hound, hound dog barked, the billy goat jumped, landed old Tucker on a stump. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper. Come to town, swinging them ladies all around. First to the right, and then to the left, and then with the gal that he loved best. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper. Match way, pie, get a match way, pie, get a match way. If you're drunk and you run his mouth, get a match way, pie, get a match way, pie, get a match way. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, old Dan Tucker, you're too late to get your supper.
A little bit of Wu-Tang Clan there for you. If you're drunk and he runs his mouth, get him out your way, Pa. Wu-Tang is for the children.
And I believe if you wanted to, you can probably get a drink back there somewhere if you wanted one. We don't do drinks. I myself am allergic to alcohol. I break out in handcuffs when I drink. It's not a good idea for me to do that.
I'm glad you have that story to tell on stage, though.
Yeah.
Now, folks, if you look in the link in the description in the video, you can see some links for sending tips and online stuff. That's all pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. These guys are looking to save up to get a van so that I can have a little bit more space of my own, which is very
Now
nice
we know
of
the
them.
real truth. We have been kicked out of the bus and we need a ride really bad.
You'll see us after the gig with our thumbs out. Nothing I ain't done before.
I just can't be running around thumbing with a tub. I just can't do it.
Let's do Rye Whiskey. Is this one on the new album?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do have a new album out called In the Dirt and Thriving, and boy, nothing describes us better than that.
Ooh. There it is. Thank you. If the sea was rye whiskey and I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. But the sea's not rye whiskey and I'm not a duck, so I guess I'll go walking and then I'll get drunk. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. I'll tune up my fiddle and rosin my bow. I'll make myself welcome wherever I go. I'll eat when I'm hungry and drink when I'm dry. The hard times don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Jack of diamonds, I know you of old. You've robbed my poor pockets of silver and gold. Oh, whiskey, you villain, you've been my downfall. You've kicked me, you've cuffed me, but I love you of all. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. To quarrel, no babies to bawl. The worst way of living's no problems at all. I brag of my knowledge and boast of my sense, but my life won't mean nothing 100 years hence. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Rye whiskey, I cry. If I don't have rye whiskey, I surely will die. Rye whiskey, I cry. Next shrill, brother, won't you skip me? I'm ready to die.
Very nice. What you been doing, Abby? All these times, what you been doing since the pandemic? Just like we rehearsed, Abby.
So when all this stuff kind of happened and everything kind of locked down, we had a bunch of shows that were booked. And suddenly everything just kind of went on a halt. And so we hightailed it back to right outside of my hometown, which is in Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita means town that is really flat.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, it's real windy too.
Sure, yes.
But we went back to Wichita for a little bit and hung out there for a while. And eventually Dusty got a little bored and rode his bike all the way to Wisconsin.
And then?
Too tired for that. and then he, I guess, you rode your bike all the way to Pittsburgh?
I thought we were talking about what you were doing during the pandemic.
Oh, well, you're
Now you're talking about what I've been doing.
Right. And then while you were doing that, I pretty much just sat across the table from Tub and we just kept reading the local news headlines at each other.
And eating chocolate.
Yeah. And then eventually we got up and Dusty rode his bike back to Indiana, where we had to pick him up, or got the pleasure to pick him up.
That's right.
And we got to finally play some more shows. You know, so it's been a little bit much sitting and waiting, twiddling thumbs, and I really miss playing music. I very much miss street performance too, playing music out on the street. So I'm hoping that everything kind of clears up and gets better, and that y'all can come see us again. I'm hoping maybe we can have another show here next spring, and hopefully everybody.
Yeah, what a great place. We want to thank Bruce and George, the sound guy, has just been wonderful, and the place is beautiful, and we don't want to trash it up too much, so. Too late.
This is another tune that's on our new album. It's called Raleigh and Spencer. Coincidentally, it's also a song about whiskey.
Well, Raleigh and Spencer are burned to the ground. There ain't no more liquor in this town. No, there ain't no more liquor in this town. Well, what you gonna do to wet your lips when the whole doggone world has run dry? Yes, the whole doggone world has run dry. Well, I bought you my shoes for a little bottle of booze. I drink till I lay right down and die. Yes, I drink till I lay right down and die. I turn all around this wide, wicked world. I've been down to sunny Tennessee. Yes, I've been down to sunny Tennessee. I tell more lies than the stars in the sky. I'll never get to heaven when I die. No, I'll never get to heaven when I die. I eat more greens than you can grow in one season. I'll tell you more doggone lies. Yes, I'll tell you more doggone lies. Well, I've been all around this wide, wicked world. I've been down the Delta, Mississippi. Yes, I've been down the Delta, Mississippi. They threw me in jail, but they did. You can tramp down the flowers around my grave, but they'll rise and bloom again. Yes, they'll rise and bloom again. I tell more lies than the stars in the sky. I'll never get to heaven when I die. No, I'll never get to heaven when I die. That ain't no lie.
Pretty good, Dusty. Abby, that sure is a pretty dress you got on. It's got rabbits on it. Willie, do you see the rabbits? Willie don't see the rabbits.
I don't think he's seeing anything right now except the backs of his eyelids.
Now what, Dusty?
Wow, that didn't take very long. Cool. Let's do skipping through the frost and snow.
That is water. Don't worry.
It's tater water.
It's water.
That did not sound right. Go ahead.
I'm skipping through the frost and snow, skipping through the frost and snow, skipping through the frost and snow, oh Lord, skipping through the frost and snow. Darling, what can I do? Darling, what can I do? If we ain't bound to lose, then surely I am just a fool. Darling, what can I do? Well, baby, let your hand in mine. Baby, let your hand in mine. Let your hand in mine, neither of us can deny. Darling, we are running out of time. Well, baby, let your hair roll down. Baby, let your hair roll down. Let your hair roll down and your bangs hang all around. Baby, let your hair roll down. We'll go skipping through the frost and snow, skipping through the frost and snow, skipping through the frost and snow, oh Lord, skipping through the frost and snow. Well, baby, where you been so long? Baby, where you been so long? Hell, I've been in the pen with rough and rowdy men. That's where I've been so long. Now I'll tell you what, 3 hots and a cot ain't all it's cracked up to be. I was wishing for the frost and snow, wishing for the frost and snow, wishing for the frost and snow, oh Lord, wishing for the frost and snow. Thank you, folks.
That was nice too.
We're gonna do one more here, and I think Abby's gonna tell a story. And I'm still in tune.
Wow.
So we can just move right on.
I bought Dusty a new book, How to Tune a Banjo in 1.5 days. He's not quite finished yet, but that's about what it takes.
I've read about a day's worth of the book. This one's called Fly Around My Pretty Little Miss.
Oh.
Well, how'd you make your living now, Susanna gal? Drinking whiskey, playing cards, Susanna gal. Fly around my pretty miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty miss. No, it drives me crazy. Horses in my team leader, he was blind. I'm going back that rocky road to see that gal of mine. Fly around my pretty miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty miss. No, it drives me crazy. But I'll live 10 years older. Fly around my pretty miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty miss. No, it drives me crazy.
Pulling off tricks you ain't never pulled off before over there. Taking me by surprise.
I'm over here, I'm playing a wash tub with a wheelbarrow handle with a string on it. And we sometimes just get tickled because it's not as bad as it sounds. Wait, that didn't come out right. Uh-oh, Abby's going into the suitcase.
So y'all want to hear a story? All right, I'm going to flop a little bit of new tape on these spoons, too, while I'm telling y'all a story, I guess. But, what should I talk about? What should I tell a story about?
I think I'd tell about that time in the doorway.
Oh, I could tell that one. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I started playing spoons because I was wandering around the country. I was hopping trains, hitchhiking, backpacking around. That's the nice way to say it.
remember when I used to tell people I backpacked.
We're backpacking America. Anyway, and traveling like that, I went through a moment where I was doing, like labor pool stuff, day jobs. I was even a carny from time to time. I remember one time I got a job at Salem. It was the Oregon State Fair in Salem. And they put me in charge of running this mirror house, and so it's kind of cool. You could see inside of it, and so you could see where the kids are running around, and and these poor kids are like running into walls and crying and all this stuff, and you have to go out in and fish them out and stuff, and the parents are just like outside laughing. Like, this is the most hilarious thing ever. And that, you quickly realize that ride was not built for the children. It was built for the parents. But, all these jobs, I sat and I picked pecans in Alabama and Montgomery for a while, actually, for a little bit. By the bucket, by the pound, knocking on people's doors, getting them out of people's yards.
Union job.
Yeah. Whatever I could find. And, eventually, though, I got to the point where it was like, I need to find something I can play music or travel or art or something. Because, the rest of my friends, that's what they were doing. The rest of the folks that I would meet traveling. They were playing music and doing art and things like that. So I was like, I need to find some kind of outlet. I need to do something. I had no real musical ability whatsoever. And some friends in Savannah, Georgia, some other travelers, stole some spoons off of outdoor seating in Savannah at, I think it was Paula Dean's place.
Sorry, Paula.
I wrote her a nice letter. But, they taught me how to hold them and how to run them down my fingers, and I kind of sat there and figured it out and kind of played with them for a while. And at first people were like paying me to leave, like how much you trying to make? And then it was, oh, bless your heart. And then it was, okay, well, that's kind of cool. Give her $1. But then I remember the very first time I ever gathered a crowd, I had wandered into Nashville, Tennessee, and I think it was maybe my second time being in Nashville. And there was this group of travelers I was with, and a couple of them had dogs, and they all kind of wanted to go walking around without their gear and stuff, and they asked if I would sit and watch their backpacks and whatnot in this little empty doorway on Broadway. So, I'm sitting in this doorway, and so there's a bunch of backpacks here and a couple of dogs, and I'm sitting there, like, tapping on my spoons, and I had, built this little washboard thing with a bunch of knickknacks and paddywhacks all stuck to it. And so I'm just kind of, sitting, making a little rhythm, and I probably have, a cup or something in front of me, and I'm sitting there, and it's kind of drizzling outside. People are kind of dancing when they're walking by. But then this group of Chippendales dancers.
That's where Abby met me.
It was just like that Chris Farley skit with Patrick Swayze. He's an excellent dancer. You should see his moves.
Anyway, these Chippendales dancers, I guess there was something going on in Nashville at the time. They come out of this bar next door, right? And so they hear me playing, and next thing you know, they're all dancing and getting down, and they're handing me money, and I'm like, well, usually this goes the other way around, right? So, maybe I'm onto something here. But crowds are it's interesting, 2 or 3 builds 2 or 3 more, builds 2 or 3 more, builds 2 or 3 more, so the crowd just kept growing and growing and growing, and here I am sitting here, this huge crowd, sitting there playing on my little washboard thing, and there's this, I didn't know it, but these kids, these travelers that I was traveling with, and when I say the word kid, when it comes to travelers, other hobos and stuff, tend to call each other kid out of it's a term of endearment. Just, but these are actually, folks that are all my age, young adults. But I'm sitting there playing this music, and they had stuck this little cardboard sign in front of me. I didn't realize it said quarantine area. So I'm sitting there, this little sign, making money, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe I can keep doing this and fiddling with it. And
Been
so
doing all right with it lately.
Right. Well, I kept doing it. I would do marching cadences and stuff when I was hiking down the highway or whatever, trying to thumb a ride, things like that. And I had no idea that I would end up being the spoon lady.
We love the spoon lady.
Well, it kind of goes to show that, sometimes things just kind of happen. Sometimes you kind of got to let them happen,
Ain't that true?
Yeah.
My philosophy is I don't know a blessing from a disaster most of the times.
So which one is this?
It's going to be one or the other. Guaranteed.
What you want to play?
Let's do Angeline the Baker. Angeline the Baker, Angeline I say. First time I saw Angeline, she took my breath away. Angeline the Baker, Angeline I say. First time I saw Angeline, she took my breath away. Took my breath away.
Just like we practiced.
Just like we practiced. Thank you, folks. That's well, they're all real old tunes. I don't know why I felt compelled to say that about that one.
Brand new hit from 1849.
Yeah.
Now what do you do? Oh, Lord, here we go.
What's the time? We're coming up. Let's do one more and then do intermission. We're going to do one more and then do intermission.
All right, folks, thanks again for hanging out, tuning in. For those of you who are watching over the internet or online, there's a link in the description as far as if you feel like sending an online tip. And thanks for all of y'all in our audience who are so nice to come out and see us today, because it's really awesome. It feels good to be around some people. It feels great. And thanks, Willie, for holding the stage down.
Calm down.
Took a real big stretch during that last one.
Yeah, we're gonna play one more and take a quick intermission. So stick around. And
We're going to take a 10-minute, and then afterwards, in the second set, when we get through tonight, what we're going to do is we have a merchandise table, and if you'd like to meet us, and I'm sure you're dying to meet the Tater Boys, but Abby's going to be there too. So we're going to hang out, and we've got a few things out front. We got some freebies, but we'd love to see you and take some pictures or whatever we need to do. But we sure do appreciate you being here.
Sign
Stick
your
around for it.
albums.
Yep.
All right.
Whatever you want to do.
I'm as free a little bird as I can be. I'm as free a little bird as I can be. I'm as free at my age as a bird in a cage. I'm as free a little bird as I can be. So carry me home, little birdie, carry me home. Carry me home, little birdie, carry me home. Carry me home to my wife, she's the joy of my life. Carry me home, little birdie, carry me home. Oh, I'll never build my nest on the ground, neither in the forks of a tree. Oh, I'll build my nest in the ruffles of her dress, where those bad times, they cannot bother me. So carry me home, little birdie, carry me home. Carry me home by the light of the moon, with the moon shining bright and the stars giving light. Carry me home, little birdie, carry me home. Oh, I can't stay here by myself. Can't stay here by myself. No, I can't stay here, neither nowhere else. I can't stay here by myself. 'Cause I'm as free a little bird as I can be. I'm as free a little bird as I can be. I'm as free at my age as a bird in a cage. I'm as free a little bird as I can be. Thank you, folks. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
9.5. All right, Willie. Oh. He's not a very good watchdog either.
So usually this is a 90-minute
Wow,
show.
look, there's people out there. Hey.
Oh, wow, look at that.
It was like we couldn't see anybody. Y'all looked really good, though. We'll be right back now.
Thank you. Thank you. So, it's been a good show so far, and we're about to, we're about to keep going. So, don't forget, tip jar link is available online. If you're watching online, tip jar link is available for you to give to these amazing artists. If you guys want to chill and get some pictures and buy some merch afterwards, make sure you do so. It's going to be at the front table. Another thing, quick announcement, next week on the 10th, that's going to be on the 10th, outside, we're going to be having our big event. It's called the Shindig, the Shelby County Shindig. It's free to the public, so we'd love to see you guys come out there, and there'll be food trucks. We'll have some amazing bands. It's a bluegrass festival, so if you love bluegrass, it'll be the thing for you. So yeah, those are just the quick announcements that I have, and I'm going to bring back Abby the Spoon Lady and the Tater Boys. Tater Boys.
And Willie.
And Willie.
Willie.
Willie's the sweet potato. Sometimes.
Right there.
Oh, he's
We're
got his
back.
treat, so he's the sweet potato right now.
Oh, goodness. What a lovely place this is. The theater is absolutely lovely. Thank you all for coming again.
We love the enthusiasm.
Calm down, Abby.
This is an old Hobo tune that's near and dear to my heart. That will play after these two duke it out.
That ain't happening.
Willie will protect.
I've got one left in me, and I'm
I
sorry.
don't know that he would. He's really fond of Tub. He would just be confused. One evening as the sun went down and the jungle fires were burning, down the track came a hobo hiking and he said, boys, I'm not turning. I'm headed for a place that's far away beside the crystal fountain. So come with me, we'll go and see the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes and you sleep out every night. The boxcars all are empty and the sun shines every day on the birds and the bees and the cigarette trees, the lemonade springs where the bluebirds sing in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, you never change your socks, and the little streams of alcohol come trickling down the rocks. The farmers' trees are full of fruit and the barns are full of hay. There's a lake of stew and of whiskey too. You can paddle all around it in a big canoe in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, all the cops have wooden legs, and the bulldogs all have rubber teeth, and the hens lay soft-boiled eggs. The brakemen have to tip their hats, and the railway bulls are blind. Oh, I'm bound to go where there ain't no snow, where the sun always shines and the wind don't blow, in the Big Rock Candy Mountain. In the Big Rock Candy Mountain, all the jails are made of tin, and you can walk right out again as soon as you are in. There ain't no short-handed shovels, no axes, saws, or picks. Oh, I'm bound to stay where you sleep all day, where they hung the jerk who invented work in the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
I'll see you all this coming fall in the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Oh, brother.
I sure wish the jails in Alabama were made of tin, because this is where I went to jail last.
We hear this same story in every state we go to. Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's do Chicken Reel. Oh, Big Rock Candy Mountain is our big hit on Spotify. It's on the album. You can buy it. I don't know where the merch table is, but you can buy it.
We will be there right after the show.
Right after the show.
All right, folks, thanks again for hanging out with us. And sir, for all of our online listeners, there is a link in the description somewhere, whatever platform you're watching it on, somewhere. So if you feel like sending an online tip, that's super awesome. Right now we're working on getting these guys a van so that I can.
My parents got me a suitcase
space.
the year I graduated from high school, and that's what this feels kind of like. But we need a van.
What are you graduating to? A different YouTube celebrity?
The 8th grade, and it was the best 3 years of my life.
Can't live right, I don't want to live wrong. That's why you hear me singing this song. Want y'all understand what I have to say. Once I had a fortune, but I threw it away. Well, my old horse died and the mule went lame. Lost my cow in a poker game. Cyclone came one summer's day, blew my house and the barn away. An earthquake followed for to make it good, swallowed the place right where it stood. The mortgage man, he came around, but it's hard to lay a claim on a hole in the ground. Can't live right, I don't want to live wrong. That's why you hear me singing this song. Want y'all understand what I have to say. Once I had a fortune, but I threw it away.
How'd you like that?
I didn't think it was ever going to stop.
Me neither.
So now
Now,
we do have in Spoon Lady for President bumper stickers. Free ponies for everybody. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear about that. Willie, calm down. He knows it's about to get a treat. Life is good.
well,
Well,
well, you get a line and I get a pole, honey. You get a line, I get a pole, babe. You get a line, I get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, babe of mine. Well, Frog went a-courting and he did right, Frog went a-courting and he did right, Frog went a-courting and he did right, sword and pistol by his side, Well, he went down to Miss Mouse's store, He went down to Miss Mouse's store, He went down to Miss Mouse's store where he had often been before, Well, he took Miss Mouse upon his knee, Said, Miss Mouse, will you marry me, Without my Uncle Rat's consent, I wouldn't marry the president, Well, you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, babe of mine. Uncle Ratty gave his consent, Uncle Ratty gave his consent, Uncle Ratty gave his consent, and a weasel wrote the publishment, Well, where will the wedding supper be, Where will the wedding supper be, Where will the wedding supper be? Way down yonder in a hollow tree, Well, you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, babe of mine. Well, first come in was a flying moth, First come in was a flying moth, First come in was a flying moth, and he laid out the tablecloth, Well, next come in was a Junie bug,
Junie bug.
Next come in was a tater bug,
More like it.
Next come in was a tater bug. She brought the vodka in a water jug, Well, last come in was a big bad snake, Last come in was a big bad snake, Last come in was a big bad snake. Chased them all into the lake, Well, you get a line and I'll get a pole, honey. You get a line, I'll get a pole, babe. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go down to the crawdad hole, honey, babe of mine. Well, Mama don't allow no guitar picking in the house, so I was outside playing for a frog and a mouse. I was outside playing for a frog, my own two eyes, I saw it all, that Tub now. Yes, honey, babe of mine. Falling over there?
Yes.
What we got next?
It's hard for an old fat man to stand on one leg for 2 hours.
And you're twice as tall as when I met you.
I know it, but I was laying on my side when you met me, so it's all the same dimension. I'm 30 by 60 by 30 by 90. Sing one, son.
Okay. Got those long gone lonesome road blues. Got those long gone lonesome road blues. Got those long gone lonesome road blues. Lord, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. Double back that engine, build that train. Oh, double back your engine, build that train. Oh, double back your engine, build that train. Lord, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. Like wine, I'm going where the water tastes like wine. Lord, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. That's up in them hills of Caroline. Oh, that's up in them hills of Caroline. That's up in them hills of Caroline. Lord, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. So I'm going down that road feeling bad. Oh, I'm going down this road feeling bad. Lord, I'm going down that road feeling bad. Lord, Lord, I ain't gonna be treated this way. I ain't gonna be treated this way.
Very nice. Uh-oh. Willie's awake.
Willie's awake.
Willie has his own page too. You can find him at Wilson the Dog. He's got about 1,000 followers, and I got about 13. Willie, they look just like Willie better than me.
Willie doesn't even follow Tub.
Unless I have food. Let's do another one.
This next song is called Union Made. This is an old pop song from like 1914 that Woody Guthrie repurposed and turned into a Union song, and we do a little bit of his version. No, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union. No, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union till the day I die. No, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union. No, you can't scare me. I'm sticking with the Union. I'm sticking with the Union till the day I die. I think that's how we arranged it, like
That's called the lucky ending.
forever ago. The lucky ending.
Oh, goodness.
Alrighty, folks. We're going to do this one more time here. Thank you again for tuning in. And the link is in the description if you wish to send us a tip over the internet. And thanks for everybody in internet land that is watching, wherever you are. And thanks for everybody who's in our actual live audience.
Can't see them either.
It's really awesome to actually be out here and playing music and hearing laughter and things coming back. I love it.
Oh no.
I love it.
Abby, it's time to tell a story.
All right.
Boing.
All right, so story time, folks, while he's changing a string. Which we was going to tell another story, I guess we're just going to play it a little
after
early.
that song.
So, see, every time I never come up here knowing what I'm going to talk about. I just kind of figure it out as I go. Although I have been having a lot of fun telling the couch story lately, so I think I'm going to go ahead and tell that one because I have a lot of fun with it. A lot of folks ask me about traveling and what that was like. And I tell people a lot about, you know, I would try not to look at street signs too long because I wouldn't want folks to know that I didn't know where I was. Or I would wear baggy clothes. That way, from a distance, you couldn't see if I was a man or a woman. And I learned, you know, like, it's a lot harder for a woman to urinate off of a moving train than it is for a man to do so.
I'm not going to say a word. I'm going to let that go.
Well, okay, so a man can just like walk to the edge and let it go.
In theory.
Right, unless the wheel.
Go.
Unless,
Hold on.
unless the wheels are spraying it right back at you, you're fine, right? So, but for a woman, you've got to like find something solid to grab onto and then like skivvy your stuff down over the edge. Hold on real firm. You got to be careful here.
Yeah.
You know, and usually it's fine. Usually you're in the middle of nowhere. It's not really an issue. Except for you. There's going to be that one farmer in the middle of nowhere that's sitting there like in the middle of the cornfield waiting for the train to go by or something, and he's like counting the cars. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
You know, but things like that are things you can giggle at. A lot of folks ask me, like, what are the police like? You know, when you're out and around traveling. I actually had more issues with the police in town than I would say on the rails for me personally. As an example, there's this line between Nashville and Memphis that I would take often. And between Nashville and Memphis, there's this side-out spot. And there's a rail fan that lives in this side-out spot. I don't know if any of y'all know what a rail fan is. But rail fans are, short description, there are folks who are sitting like at the side of the railroad tracks and they've got like high-powered cameras. You know, they're taking like awesome shots of the trains, and you go to their house and they've got all the toy train sets and all the railroad memorabilia everywhere. Even their dishes are like railroad dishes. Everything is railroad. They're known for calling the police on hobos.
I mean, if you're looking in their kitchen windows, I would probably do that too.
We discovered the problem.
Well, this particular time going between Nashville and Memphis, you know, which in a car it's only a few hours, but on a train on that particular line, because you're pulling over and waiting for other trains to pass, it takes up to 16 hours on a freight train to get from Nashville to Memphis. And so, you know, because you're stopping for 2 hours here, 3 hours there, waiting for other trains to pass. You know, you're not a high priority train whatsoever. You know, and one of these spots where we were sitting waiting for another train to pass, you know, we look over the edge and this feller has railroad everything all over his fence, you know, he's got the big railroad track and all this stuff, and he's back there mowing his lawn, and we get down, we're, you know, being real quiet, you know, 'cause it's a rail fan, we don't want him to see us or hear us or nothing, and we're thinking we're fine, you know, he's mowing his lawn, there's no way he could hurt us. But then we hear this footsteps on the rocks, you know, Sheriff's Department, throw your stuff over. You know, so we throw our bags over and climb down. And he gets on the phone with the railroad bull or the railroad police and says, you know, what do you want me to do with them? And the railroad bull doesn't want to drive all the way up there. He doesn't want to, you know, take the time to do all that. So he just says, write down their names and let them go. So the sheriff writes down our names and then looks at us real serious and says, we don't really like strangers in our town. So I'm just going to leave you right here by this train, and I think you know what to do. So we just got right back on the train and went on to Memphis. And we ended up running into that officer when we got back to Nashville later. He was in town walking around with his wife off duty. But you know, you get to Memphis, and Memphis, you know, where you go to catch back to Nashville, there's like this giant, like 4-lane road, and up on top of the road, there's this furniture store, and people, like used furniture, people would dump their used furniture in front of the used furniture store, and then the used furniture would dump that used furniture underneath the bridge. And so, you know, there's like all this sand and sand dunes and all this stuff everywhere. You could have a fire pit, and then you have like a full-on living room set, and like end tables and lamps and ottomans. You know, you're kicking back. It's awesome. You know, and up the street, there's this church. The church will give you a sack lunch, and you know, with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and an orange, and like a juice box. You know, and so we would go get our sack lunches and then wait on the train there, because there's this like big retaining wall, and you could just sit on the other side of this retaining wall, and the trains would come out and they'd idle for about 5 minutes, pull back in, grab another string of cars, pull back out, idle for another 5 minutes, and then pull on out to Nashville. And so you had time to like pick out which car you wanted to be on. You know, wasn't real dramatic or nothing, you know. And so this one instance, we decided that it was a good idea to take this really awesome pleather couch with us on the train. I mean, and it was nice. It was nice. You know, we could all sit across it. It was plush. You know, it was like a bed. It was huge. And we drag this big couch and we stick it next to this retaining wall, you know, and then we go up to the church and grab our sack lunches. We come sit down, and we're all sitting there lined up on this couch with our sack lunches waiting on the train, you know, and here comes the train. And I don't know if you've ever stood next to a boxcar before, but they are really tall. It is really hard to push up into one, and especially if the rocks are already on an incline, then it's really tall. And so if you have a giant, oversized pleather couch and you're trying to push this thing on here, you know, I think at one point the couch actually like fell back on top of us, you know, but eventually we got this big couch on the train, and we're down the tracks, you know, we're all sitting, sipping our juice boxes, watching the scenery go by, waving at that farmer. You know, but in Nashville, going into Nashville, I would see this playground, and it was kind of my cue to know that the train was about to start slowing down, going into the like where the Union Station hotel is. I think it's called the Kane Avenue Yard, although there is no Kane Avenue anymore. But you know, we get there, and of course we push this giant pleather couch off in Nashville, where it sat at that hop out spot, or that hobo spot, Hobo Jungle, for a long time. Folks sat on there waiting for trains there for a long time. And you would, you know, most people going by that spot, at the time it was a bunch of woods, and you know, there's like an empty, abandoned warehouse. I think it used to be cold storage, and, you know, a bunch of debris. And so you would stand on Church Street and look down off the bridge onto the railroad tracks into the Hobo Jungle, and most folks would look down there and say, oh, well, somebody should clean that up, you know, because you'd see the debris and stuff like that. But if you were to go under there, you would find train tags from the teens and the 20s. You'd find World War II chests and canteens and memorabilia. You would find all sorts of things from hobos, because that had been the railroad hop-out spot since the teens.
Like last year?
The 19-teens.
So we used to sit there, and we would think about, like, Harry McClintock probably sat in those woods. Leadbelly probably sat in those woods. Railroad Bill might have sat in those woods. You know, you gotta play Railroad Bill. You know, and so for us, it was a really special spot. That spot isn't there anymore. It's now condos and a giant retaining wall. And for us, when all those trees got taken up, you know, we felt like maybe there should have been a historical plaque put up there, because there's so much history had happened in that little spot. So many people had been there. Which is why it is really important to tell your stories and to talk about where you've come from. That way you can kind of hear a little bit about the stuff that's not in the history books. Hear a little bit about where other people are coming from and why they do the things that they do. I'm hoping we can do a storytelling night here in the near future. Hopefully it will be sooner than later with everything that's going on. But I do feel like everything's going to be on the up and up, and we can do that. So hopefully when that happens, y'all can join us for a storytelling night sometime. And hopefully maybe then we can do a little bit of the internet thing too and talk to all of y'all that are out there.
I don't know where the cameras are right now, so.
Thank you so much.
Abby the Spoon Lady.
Yeah. For president. We're gonna play Railroad Bill now. It's about Railroad Bill. He was a railroad bandit who antagonized the Louisville and Nashville Railroad Company after they threw him off a moving train. And to me, that's a true folk hero. So I'm gonna play a song about him. Railroad Bill, never works and he never will. Ride, ride, ride. Railroad Bill, so mean and so bad, shot the lantern from the brakeman's hand, and it's ride, ride, ride. Smoking his tobacco from a $10 bill. Ride, ride, ride. Railroad Bill, he's going out west. Before he left, he told me this is what he said, and it's ride, ride, ride. Got me a pistol as long as my arm. Shoot every lawful man that ever done me harm, and then I'll ride, ride, ride. Got me a 30 in a 45 frame, and I can't miss, 'cause Lord, I got that aim. You better hide, hide, hide. Talking to you, Sheriff. One they call McMillan. Come along, freight train, and it's ride, ride, ride.
Railroad Dusty.
Did you know that he used to, like, when he was riding on trains, like, he would sit on top of, like, onion cars and stuff. He would push off, like, produce as he went through poor neighborhoods. And that's one of the reasons why folks wouldn't turn him in.
Y'all should just look up the Wikipedia page on him. It's fascinating.
Very fascinating.
Like he survived like 17 shootouts and maybe got away in the last one. We don't know. Anyway, it's good.
I don't think that they
it's a
ever
good story.
caught him.
He's probably living somewhere in Alabama.
Maybe like 150.
The legend lives on.
There's his little brother.
This dude ain't no grave. Well, shame is a prison, cruel as any grave. Shame is a robber, and he's come to take my name. There ain't no grave can hold my body down. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise up out of the ground. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. Well, fear is a liar with a sweet and velvet tongue. Fear is a tyrant and he's telling me to run. There ain't no grave can hold my body down. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise up out of the ground. Ain't no grave hold my body down. Where there ain't no grave can hold my body down. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise up out of the ground. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. Say there ain't no grave can hold my body down. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. When I hear that trumpet sound, I'm gonna rise up out of the ground. Ain't no grave can hold my body down. Say there ain't no grave can hold my body down. Thank you.
Willie's getting situated again.
Let's do 900 miles.
Can I have one of those? No
After
treats
the
for me?
show.
Woo, Lordy.
Train 45 leaving Union Station. All aboard for all points south. Well, I'm walking down these these tracks, I've got tears in my eyes, trying to read a letter from my home. And if that train does me right, I'll be home tomorrow night. I'm 900 miles from my home, and I hate to hear that lonesome whistle blown. Well, the train I ride is 1,000 coaches long. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. If that train does me right, I'll be home tomorrow night. I'm 900 miles from my home, and I hate to hear the lonesome whistle blow. And I'll pawn you my chain, I'll pawn you my gold diamond ring. And if that train does me right, I'll arrive tomorrow night, and I can't take them with me where I'm going, and I hate to hear the lonesome whistle blowing. I hate to hear the lonesome whistle crying. With a gun to my head, let me taste the lips of death. I'm tired of living this whole life. And if that bullet does me right, I'll arrive this very night. 900 miles and I'm 6 feet from my home, and I hate to hear the lonesome whistle blow. Been a minute. Thank you, folks. I think we're gonna do a couple more here for you, and then we'll call it a night. What are we doing next? You want to do Say Darling Say? I've done that one in a while.
I haven't done that.
Let's do that one.
It's so pretty.
It's a pretty one. We only have like one of those, so this is it. Oh. Say, little darling, will you marry me? Living in the holler neath the old oak tree. Say, darling, say, well, the old oak tree will be our home, nevermore this world to roam. Say, darling, say, say, little darling, if you were mine, we wouldn't do nothing but roll all night. Say, darling, say, roll all night every day, picking banjo for my trade. Say, darling, say. Hush, little darling, don't say a word. I won't read no wedding verse. Say, darling, say, can't make the old oak tree my home. These rambling feet still yearn to roam. Say, darling, say, say, little darling, I won't be
be your bride. Don't need no ring to roll all night. Say, darling, say. A little boxcar with an open door. We'll roll all night, then roll some more. Say, darling, say. Say, little Don, will you marry me? Living in the holler neath the old oak tree. Say, darling, say. Say, darling, say. I think that's the first time we played that on stage. That's a North Carolina tune. I think this is our last tune, folks. We're going to leave you here with a song called Glory, Glory, Hallelujah.
God bless each and every one of you. Be safe, be careful, love each other, and we sure are glad to have seen you tonight. Stick around. We're going to be here we're going to take about 10 minutes right after we get through, and then we'll be outside, and hopefully we can talk and say howdy. Thank you for coming. Dusty Whitus, Tub Martin, and that is Abby the Spoon Lady.
And Willie.
And Willie to go.
And folks, for all y'all in the internet land again, there is a link where you can tip us, I think via PayPal and all that, in the description of whichever video it is that you're catching. You know, you could also find us on YouTube, Facebook. We have an active Facebook fan group, Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, like, you know, the whole list.
We're not hard to find.
Not hard to find. So follow us on as many of those platforms as you can. That way you make sure not to miss our shows and our live streams when we go and do all those fun, awesome things. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us, and for showing up, and for being a great audience. So.
Thank you, folks. I'm a-going down to the graveyard for to lay my burden down. I'll breathe easy, stretch up my arms, I will lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. And the green grass will grow o'er me when I lay my burden down. Finally I can be at peace when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down.
suffering, no more sorrow when I lay my burden down. I'm leaving this world tomorrow when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah, when I lay my burden down.
Thank y'all
Thank
so
you very
much.
much.
Give it up one more time for Abby the Spoon Lady and the Tater Boys.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you guys for doing this. We appreciate y'all.
We'll be back out in about 10 minutes. We have a table out here in the front.
Yeah, 10 minutes. So just take a little break. 10 minutes from now, they'll be up front. And we forgot to give it up for Willie as well. Willie's been up here, been a sport, having a good time. So hope to see you guys next week. We're having the Shindig, Shelby County Shindig. Hope to see you guys there. Have a good night.